There goes Dad with a load of firewood on the four-wheeler. He's a workaholic. He can't not work. So this is the sassafras right here. I'll show you a close-up. I know these are going to be the boringest videos anybody ever saw. That's sassafras. And if you pick it off and smell it right here, it smells wonderful. Kind of spicy. It smells lemony and spicy. But Dad said don't use the bark of the tree, don't use the leaves, don't use the root, but use the bark that's on the root. So you dig up the plant from this and get the root and skin off the root, and that's what you use to make the tea. And it's a very good tasting tea, and I don't know what the medicinal purposes are, and I probably should research that. But yeah, Dad grew up in that house down there, and he lives now right straight down here in the center, straight over the hill in that little holler right there. And yep, it's so pretty here. Just so nice. And he was pointing out the chinquapin bushes and the huckleberry bushes. And of course there's raspberries everywhere. Tons of hay. And he gets out here on his four-wheel drive tractor and bush hogs this stuff, which makes me worry because it's quite a hill. Yeah, I was very blessed to be born into this family. They're not rich people by any means, they're just country folks. But they know how to survive. And the men treat the women right. And they protect us and take care of us. And Dad loves Mom. He said that she's his life and that he would be nothing without her. And I believe it. They've been married 50 years now. And have, golly day, I don't even know how many grandchildren. Out of their 6 children, I think they have, I don't know, it took me a few minutes to count them all up. Probably over 20 grandchildren and 2 great-grandchildren. It's just so pretty here. Didn't see the grouse, unfortunately. But I'm going to go film this chinquapin bush, so I'll know in the future what a chinquapin bush is. That is a volunteer pear. Came up on its own. And that vine is choking it out. It needs to be pulled off of it. So there's a pear tree. Okay, that is the chinquapin. It's really hard to tell. I'm going to go to the other one. As everybody probably knows, these are blackberries. And growing out of it is honeysuckle. So this here is the honeysuckle. And the white blooming stuff right there is the blackberries. And when the blackberries bloom, you usually have a cold spell, and it's called blackberry winter. That's red clover. If I'm not mistaken, this is the one Dad said was the chinquapin tree. It's got that vine growing in it, the honeysuckle. Chinquapins are delicious. They're little tiny little nut things that grow on a tree. And they just taste wonderful. So they're worth having around. And it's good to know what they look like. Unfortunately, this one doesn't have its fruit on it yet. I hope I'm filming the right tree. I'll double check with Dad. But I believe this is it. That little bee right there is a honeybee. Not a hornet. That's a honeybee. There's a bunch of them. So that means that there's some honeybees around here. Either wild ones or something. That's a good thing. So here's the easiest part of the four-wheeler road. That was some of the harder part. You can see up there. Dad rides up that thing. Ugh. I wish we had the money to put him in a good road. Watch me fall down. Not looking where I'm going. Okay, better stop. Some more of this stupid four-wheeler road. Lord God, I just pray that you protect my father as he goes up and down this treacherous road on that four-wheeler. I thank you for your protection so far, and I pray you continue to protect him. Please don't let us hear of a tragedy, Father. In Yeshua's name. Just look at this road. Good Lord. Can't even hardly walk down it. Okay. Ugh. I'm gonna get it on film, me hitting my butt. Kaboom. No, that ain't gonna happen. You know, Dad had this dream. He's a kind of a dreamer, and he worked this job, and he wanted to be free from the rat race, and so he moved everybody back up here where he came from and bought this land when I was 16 years old. And they moved back up here, and he worked for a while, and then he quit. Mom went to work, and Dad's been retired for a long time, and I'm glad he did. They don't have a whole lot of money, but they've learned how to get by with a lot less, and he's enjoying his life. You know, life's not about fancy cars and jet skis and boats and four-wheelers and all the fancy things you can buy with money. It's really not about those things. There's things in life that you can enjoy so much more, especially if you have to work all the time in order to pay for all those things. Why not be free? Just, have enough to get by. That's all you need. Anyway, that's the way Mom and Dad live. They aren't doing anything extravagant. And I'm walking like an old granny. Hey, I am an old granny. Anyhow, 49 years old, but I'm in good health. A little overweight, but I'm working on that. And I'm strong and happy, so I got nothing to complain about. And I understand where Dad was coming from and why he quit his job and why he retired. And I'm glad he did it. And he's living a really good life. But let me just tell you, this road sucks. This is dangerous. Lord God, I just pray that you just intervene somehow. Good grief, look at this. He ain't no spring chicken. I'm going to have to turn this off. Anyway, spring box is right over there where he catches the water and gravity feeds down to the house. And it's pretty cool. And if you come here, he'll tell you the story about the salamanders that get into the spring box and how they don't crawl out of the spring box to go poop. So if you want to drink the water, you need to drink it out of the Berkey because it filters out all the impurities. But it's pretty good water. In fact, I have some right here. Okay, let me get down this hill. Jeez. Okay, made it. Didn't fall. That's a good thing. Oh, it's kind of nice. Shady and the birds and the water. I'll be quiet. Isn't that nice? There's Mom and Dad's house. I don't know if you can see it. It's so bright. Only bad thing about where they live is that they're right on the road. Most of the land goes up this way and way up that hill where I just came from. Oh, and there's ginseng all along here, by the way. Tons of it. Dad planted it everywhere. It's a gold mine. That's what my friend Debbie told me. Love you, Debbie. Here's all the firewood he's been doing. He says, I ain't got nothing else to do. See all that firewood? And these fruit trees. And this is a cedar log that he's going to carve into either a totem pole or a bear or something. I don't know what to think about that. They're not supposed to make carved images or anything, so I'm not sure. But nobody's bowing down to them or worshiping them, so I don't know. Lots of firewood. Oh, and the cedar, it just smells so good. Here's one of his little bears. He always writes a person's name on it. So this one is for Jennifer. Little bear. They smell so wonderful. Alright, there's the creek. Here's the bridge he built. See the bridge? Dad built this years ago. Some more of the creek. Mom's flowers are everywhere. The house Dad rocked, except for the top part. I'm going to go over here to the creek. Dad's on the porch, Jason's on the porch, everybody sits on the porch. Just a swinging. I don't know where Andrew is. Here's a motorcycle. This is a balance beam. I had one of these when I was a little girl. And I could actually do a cartwheel on it. If I tried that now, I think I'd really hurt myself. Mom's peonies, among many, many other flowers here. Those are touch-me-nots, jewel weed. It's good for poison, I think. I gotta really get Mom and Dad to make a video. This is a lilac. Smells like heaven, I guess. This is Dad's gazebo. Like I said, he's not a builder, but hey, it works. And he built a picnic table. And he's got all kinds of stuff hanging in here. He's got all his grandchildren's names written everywhere. And he writes it in the... These are the dogs. He writes it in the concrete. And he writes their names on the wood. And here's a rock my brother got for him. It's the chair. Oh, there's water in it. It rained. And here's the creek. I think you could put a ram pump in here and pump water up if you wanted to. Lovely creek. Very nice. We get in here and dam it up and go swimming. It's cold as ice and hunting for crawdads. It's so much fun. It's the other side of the house. I guess Dad and Mom are letting that part of the garden rest, and they're using this part of the garden. This is their garbage pile. It says no swimming. This is Dad's fish. This is spring fed. This is spring water coming. No, this is creek water, I think. And then it goes back out into the creek. He built it. It's heart-shaped. He keeps those covers on it. Because too much algae will grow in there if he doesn't. And this is a cover that he made for it, sitting there by the lilac bush. And here's their garden so far. It's May 21st or 22nd, something like that. Mom just turned 69. She's over there at the dairy. See her? She's getting some food out. Dad built that. Okay. Anyway, onions and beets and potatoes and tomatoes are coming on that fence. And there's going to be green beans over there. And this is what they eat. I got to go through the maze. Dad makes this maze for the little children. See, he lets the grass grow up and then he cuts a path. And the little bitty kids, this is fun to go through the maze. See? Zombies! Oh no! Friendly zombies? Ah! What's up with the zombies? Everybody's fascinated with stinking zombies. See the wheat? It's almost time to harvest. And that tells you about Shavuot and when it's time to harvest. Of course, they don't know any about that stuff. Try and tell them, and they don't listen. Here's the hotbed. Tons of tomatoes and peppers, and back there's the lettuce. I went and picked some of that and had it for lunch today. It was delicious. It was fun to walk out in the yard with a bowl and go back in the house and eat it. That's pretty cool, instead of going to the refrigerator. So here's the barns. Dad's shed. Like I said, he's not a builder, but he sure can lay rock. Well, that completes the tour. Bye.